We've all heard this concept of the product ladder. And what we see a lot of people talk about is you start with a low ticket offer and you have then build out a mid ticket offer and then you have high ticket, right? And what you're supposed to do is start out selling something super cheap. So what I see a lot of our clients do is like they're an agency and they're like, hey, I have all these services and it sucks because fulfillment sucks. And they try to come down here and make a course. And there's no real rhyme or reason as to why the course is the course or whatever they're selling doesn't complement anything they're doing. In many ways, oftentimes they'll create a whole separate business, which adds to the complexity when they should have focused on streamlining what they currently have. So what you see in the market is that you see people out there selling all of these different things, which means you think you need to do all these different things. Behind the scenes of all these folks, like what they actually do is they built these things the opposite direction. We've called this before the Tesla method. Elon Musk, he came out and he built the Roadster first, which was like super expensive. Only a small fraction of the entire world could afford it. But they used the money from that to figure out how to create more of a mass market vehicle. And so they went one rung down that ladder from the Roadster to the Model S, which was still obviously a $100,000 vehicle, but like a lot more people were able to afford that than I think the Roadster, which was like $350 or something like that. But the money that they made from selling the limited edition Roadster let them iron out the kinks of the production process to be able to produce higher volume of vehicles for the S. All of the money that they were making from the vehicles that they were charging a premium for allowed them to tweak and refine their process so that they could cost effectively roll out a high volume vehicle like the Model 3. And you should be doing that too, because the thing where most service providers are fighting against is lack of volume, like the number of volume of clients you can serve. And so many of our clients come to us and they're already charging, 10, 15, 20, sometimes $50,000 to $100,000 for projects, but they can only handle so many clients. And so by building down in their product ladder is a real good way to start creating more leverage and profit inside of their income streams, going from one income stream up here to adding a second income stream down here. And eventually, if you need, which I think will become a requirement for all of us, is to have revenue stream down here as well, but all in a specific order, which is this order. We start up here, then down here, then down here. The people that follow this path, when you look carefully, are the ones that actually make it. Because, as I was just telling some of our clients, all the people that you see selling like $27 ebooks or whatever, or the $1,000 course, especially in today's market. Now, 5 years ago, different story. Most of the people selling $1,000 courses and all that stuff, they actually are using that money to pay off their ad spend, to build their list, to then sell the high ticket thing that you never see. And so you think that you need to have a $2,000 course because, insert any person's name. It looks like they made a lot of money selling a $2,000 course. They make the real money from the thing that they sell to the people that bought the $2,000 course that costs $10,000+. Another thing that I see is service providers, they want to start moving down this ladder. They want to jump from here at the high ticket down to the low ticket. But to be able to do that, you need a lot of skill. And not only in acquisition, if you're using paid ads to hit your volume, but what I've found is if you can't sell to a person directly, meaning on the phone, on a Zoom, then you can't sell one to many. Like you're going to have difficulty because all of the same principles applies. And so we recommend you build down so you can expand up. Build down so that you have all these things, and that's what's going to help you expand up in income. So now that you understand that, well, how do we get to this bolt-on? Like, where does this bolt-on come in? Well, first, you guys currently have a service probably up here in the blue, right? Like you have something that you already do that's high touch, high cost. My friend Sharan Shrivata shared this pathway that I've kind of codified here, and he calls how to scale. And so from an implementation path, first, if you haven't already, you need to standardize. And specifically around standardization, you need to have a standard way of acquiring leads, a standard way of converting those leads into paying clients, and a standard way of delivering your service into repeatable results. For example, your standardized acquisition vehicle might be I run ads to a VSL to a call. That's your acquisition and conversion, and you can standardize that process. Or if you're like, oh, I always seem to refer people, then I point them into my Facebook group, and then from there, I harvest opportunities from my Facebook group into calls. Cool. Well, standardize that. Like, make that the way that all of your clients come through. Codify it, create templates, create systems so you can do it with more leverage, right? From there, we can optimize. And to me, this is where systemization and productization really comes in. And what we do there is we actually turn what we do into a step-by-step roadmap. And then there's a specific plus sign because we want to add little tiny improvements that make this service 1% better until we can no longer optimize it. Then we can go into grow, which the only way to grow, as Sharon says, is to either invest money, there's a cost, and or effort. And oftentimes you need to acquire a skill. So you could either hire someone, maybe you need more help in fulfillment. So you need to hire someone to keep growing, or you invest in coaching and training to develop that skill, which would be kind of a combination of investment and effort, right? And you need to do that on both the front end of the business and the back end of the business. So sales and marketing and delivery and admin. Then we get to the all-inclusive scale. And what he says, I think that is really important, is first you need to define what scale means for yourself, because 100K a month, is that scale? Is 500K a month scale? What does scale mean? It's not a destination. The biggest issue is you adopting someone else's definition of scale. The book definition is that you can increase your revenue without equally increasing your expenses. You can have an influx of income and not have to change, or at least that much, your cost of overhead, right? It's an exponential. It's not linear of growth is I just get more clients, and as I get more clients, I need more people. That's linear growth. Scale is I do this one small tweak and I can take 50 clients at a time. That's scale, like by definition of income versus relative cost. But like, what does that mean? Is it a destination for you? First, you need to define what scale means and then set a target for yourself. And usually scale is where you're developing leaders and you yourself need to become a better leader. So all of these things are kind of guiding us towards this path of, okay, well, if we can standardize what we're doing right now up here at the high ticket service, right here to be exact, I've found in this economy right now, it's going to be really good is to bolt on an offer. So prospect comes in, you want to probably pitch them on your creme de la creme. Maybe that's your high ticket service, but they might not be able to afford it. But if you can afford to show them how to get the same result, but through advisory, through consulting, or I believe a hybrid, it's a little bit of done for you, a little bit of done with you, and a little bit of DIY, which if you're an agency owner, you actually are sitting on this and you don't even know it. You can already probably do this. And so instead of having you do done for you, you say, hey, for this price, which will be less than your high ticket done for you, we'll show you how to do it. And we're going to weaponize you with these different tools. The fastest way to bolt on is to have an offer of you advising someone and consulting them through what it is you already do done for you. That's how we unlocked six-figure a month revenue stream in less than 11 months that ended up surpassing our done for you services very quickly. And for a lot of our clients, they're bolting on something right now that is going to be allowing them to kind of slightly expand their total addressable market and serve a slightly different person that might not be ready to go all in on the done for you service. They might have some resources in-house that they could tap into. So if you can do this and you can deliver it in more of a consulting, your profit margin should be a lot higher to deliver it, probably north of 75, 80% gross margin, which could lead to 50, 40, 30% net margins on that actual service at the end of the day, that you could actually now take 2, 3, 4, 5 extra clients a month, but just be showing them how to do it versus actually having to be all of the labor. You might be a little bit of the labor, but if that's something you're looking to do, we'd be happy to chat. You know where to find us. Just drop a comment, let me know, and you can connect with Waqar on my team and chat about it. But I just wanted to share kind of this concept of how to bolt on a downsell and really where this plays into your existing product and service offering suite if you want to continue to grow your profits, your freedom, and leverage. So I hope this found you well. And also your biggest takeaway. What is your biggest takeaway from this concept? Talk to you guys soon. Peace.